Hey, welcome back everyone to another video. So I've been kind of stepping away from my weekly upload schedule since I've been working on a lot of engine stuff, and that's just no fun to see. More specifically, I've been working on serialization, which is something that I guess is not talked about often since it's such a fundamental part of the engine. So I might show you some of that so you can get a better idea of what that is and what its purpose is. Another thing I've been doing that's not related to the game at all is I've been making some pixel art, some fan art for an anime I've been watching. I think it's called Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's probably not the best pronunciation, but it's a really fun anime, and the snowy scene really inspired me to try to make a Game Boy style version of it. I've mentioned before in videos that I'm not really that good of an artist, I can't draw at all, but I think I'm reasonable at pixel art, and I kinda enjoy making these Game Boy versions of things that probably will never exist. So yeah, you can see the pixel art here. It's all based on the NES color palette, which is on the right hand side here. So to get back to the game, one of the things I finally implemented was lines. And just to give you a short reminder of what a line is, in skateboarding or parkour or any other extreme sport, a line is pretty much a connection of different objects together which make a certain route or a path, and you link those objects together with moves. In parkour you can do jumps between multiple objects, maybe with a flip or a trick, and then you call that a line, like a line through the environments that you picked out. So if you look at these three objects, they all have flags on them to indicate that they are part of a line. So you can see this is the first set of flags you see, that's the starting point. I should probably color the flags a different color or something. And you can see when I jump, it says vault line. So you can see that you started the line, and the name of this line is vault line. I just called it vault line for now, it's just a debug name. So then you see this second object, and it has a little icon. It's supposed to be the vault icon. So you can actually see when I start at the second flag, nothing happens, nothing shows up, because you have to actually start at the start of the line. So you can see then this last set of flags is the last one you see, and that means that's the one where you end the line. So to put it all together, we can start here. You jump up, you do a vault, and you land, and you can see the vault line text becomes yellow, which means you succeeded the line. So we can also check what happens if we don't do the vault and we just land on top of here. You can see it's failed because you have to do the vault. That's the actual objective of this line, I guess you could say. You have to vault this object. So yeah, that's lines, and if you want you can also do a front flip and it will still complete. So I'll show you how you can actually add a line to the game. So you press the little plus here, and then you can make a new line. Let's call it front flip line, since we're gonna make a line that involves a front flip. So the line I have in mind is starting here where the character is, then jumping on this yellow thing, and then doing a front flip on this last object. So let's do that. Let's select front flip line here at the top, and let's select these two tiles here that make up the top of the object. Then you can right click and select add tile element. So you can see it creates two new flags. I should probably make this like a different color than the other one, since you can see it's kind of confusing, but let's just ignore that for now. Then we can select this object and add line tile element. Then we're gonna move over to the last object here and also add a line tile element. Then here in the objective panel we can edit the elements. Now the UI is kinda ugly and buggy, please try not to pay attention to that. I'm still thinking of changing to a different UI framework, so I'm not gonna bother making this any cleaner. So the first object is the one we're gonna jump from. So you can see here there are line actions, and the action we want to do is jump. We want to jump from this object. Then there is the second object, and yeah, we just want to land on this thing. We don't want a front flip, we just want to land on this one. So let's add land. You can see the little icon shows up here, which means you have to land on it. Then the last object, we want to do a front flip on that one. So let's choose flip and add. You can see there is the little front flip icon. So let's try to actually do the line. We're gonna jump from here, land on here, and then do a front flip on here. You can see the text turns yellow, so we completed the line. So yeah, that's how you add a line to the game. And there's also gonna be some other parameters like wall jumps. You can select this wall to be part of a line, and you have to wall jump between these two things. So yeah, that's pretty much the main goal of the game. It's gonna be all about linking up different moves and jumping between objects and doing tricks between them. And then when you complete the line, you will get an reward, maybe a star like in Mario 64. I haven't decided yet what it's gonna be, but yeah, this is a major milestone in the development of the game. So while I was editing this video, I actually got a call from the company that I mentioned in the last video that wanted me as their programmer. And he had to say that unfortunately they found someone else, and he showed me some videos of the project that the other guy worked on, and he was really good, so I don't feel bad about it at all. So it seems like I'm just gonna continue on the parkour game from now on. I might actually still look for some other projects to work on, since I'm a bit tight financially and I want to go to Japan in September, so I need to find a way to make some money to go there. So I'm gonna look into ways I can make that happen somehow. I'm not yet sure how, but I've done it a few other times and I'll find a way to get there. So yeah, that's it for this devlog. I'm actually thinking of doing some collision stuff next week, since I have some problem with the tile collisions. If you do a tuck, for example, and you land here on the object still tucked, then the game doesn't know how to resolve the collision, since the collider actually changes size when you tuck. So I'm thinking of completely redoing the tile collisions. It's not gonna be very fun. I don't really like doing that type of stuff with so much math, but it's a really fundamental part of the game, and I have some new ideas on how to handle the tile collisions. So I might try and do that, but I'm not sure yet. If it's too boring, I might just do some more gameplay stuff. And another thing I need to do is actual object collisions. Tile collisions and object collisions are really two separate things. Tile collisions are always static, and object collisions involves two moving objects, and that makes it a whole lot more difficult to resolve the collisions correctly. So once I got those two things in working order, tile collisions and object collisions, then I'm pretty much good to go with the game. All the fundamentals are there, the lines are there, showing the tricks are there, and then I can actually start designing the levels and making the actual game. It took me quite a while to get here, since I'm making my own engine and I just keep running into things. I might think that serialization is done, and then there's an edge case where a problem shows up with the serialization again, and yeah, I'm not sure if it was the brightest idea to make my own engine, but I'm sure that once I'm done it's gonna be totally worth it, because I can reuse the engine for my next games, and it gives me so much more freedom. And I still believe when you use a pre-made engine like Unity and you're making a classic platformer, that's just not gonna work. The physics are way too realistic, and if you look at Mario, it's not based on real physics. So yeah, I still think I made the right choice, even if it really slowed down development. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.